Hi guys, today I will be talking about this mantı recipe that I found on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed. First of all, we're gonna go through the ingredients and what parts of the mantı we'll be using them for. First of all, we have our dough, which will be needing 2 cups of all-purpose flour plus more for dusting. You don't need all-purpose flour, you could use regular flour instead, it gives the same effect. And then half a teaspoon of salt, 2 large eggs, half a teaspoon of water. These are very easy to get. And then we have red pepper oil, which needs 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes. And then we have our filling next, which will require 2 onions, and the onions should be peeled. Make sure you peel them before making it. And a half a pound of ground beef and some salt and peppers to give it a little bit taste. And then we have our yogurt sauce, which we will only need a 1 container of plain yogurt and a tablespoon of minced garlic. It is fairly easy to make. This one is the easiest to make actually. And let's move on to and now how to prepare them. Now, as you can see, there will be 9 steps, as you can see. We're gonna go through them one by one. First, step 1, making the dough. We're gonna combine the flour and the salt in a large bowl. Then we're gonna add some eggs and water while mixing it with our hands. You could add more water if you need to make it a little bit softer, or make it a little less sticky. But if you don't need to do that, you don't have to add water to it. Once you're finished, you should cover and set it aside for at least 30 minutes. While waiting for the 30 minutes, you're gonna make the filling. To make the filling, we're gonna shred some onions and place them in a colander or sieve. It doesn't really matter which one you use, since they serve the same purpose. When you place them, set them over a bowl and drain the discard juice. This will separate the juice and the onion, so you could use them. Then you're going to combine the drained onion, ground beef, salt, and pepper in a medium bowl. It doesn't have to be a medium bowl. You could use a large bowl instead too, if you don't have that small. Then mix it with the spoon until it's mashed, and then set the filling aside too. Step 3. If the step 2 took too fast for you to make it, and you still have time for the dough, you should wait a little bit and relax, sit down, round a bit, and then go to step 3. And once the 30 minutes have passed, go to step 3 and lightly flour a work surface and a large plate. This will make it so that we could actually work with the dough and not get it sticky. And then for step 4, we're gonna divide the dough in half and work with 1 piece at a time. If you're skilled enough, you could do multiple pieces at a time, but for beginners, you should only do 1 piece at a time, since it's fairly easier. So how to do this? You have to roll the dough and the flour surface into a rectangle as thin as possible. Once you do that, you cut it into 5 centimeter squares using a knife or pastry wheel. You could use any other sharp object too, but just make sure they're clean before using them, so you don't get infected. Let's move on. And then we have step 5, which we will place about 2 teaspoons of filling in the center of each square. After we've done that, we're gonna gather the edges of the dough and pinch them together to make a triangle shape. And then we're gonna form a bundle and transfold the prepared mantı into the plate, which we floured in step 3. And then we're gonna sprinkle some more flour on top of it to prevent sticking to the plate. Because if it sticks to the plate, it will actually be fairly hard to make. And then we're gonna move on to step 6, which is making the oil. And we're gonna heat up the oil and let flakes in a small scaled over low heat just after pepper flakes begin to color oil. Once that happens, we're gonna remove the heat and keep it warm. And we're gonna move on to step 7, which is making the sauce. We're gonna stir together. We're gonna stir the yogurt and the garlic in a small bowl and set aside. This is fairly easy to make, as I mentioned in the beginning. And then we have step 8, which is bringing a large pot of salted water to a boil over medium-high heat. And then we're gonna cook the mantı in a boiling water until filling is no longer pink and the dough is tender. This could take about 20 to 25 minutes depending on how you did it. And then drain it well. And now last step, which is the 9th step, divide the mantı onto 4 plates. And then and then put a spoon yogurt sauce over the mantı and drizzle it with pepper oil. You'll then serve your mantı and enjoy it with your friends or yourself.